More and more consumers are adopting e-commerce as their primary channel for shopping, whether it is groceries, electronics, apparel, fashion, you name it, right? As the share of e-commerce grows in the whole retail industry, it is imperative for retailers to address some of the chronic problems that they have faced from the day e-commerce started. Conversion rates, which are in the low single digits, cart abandonment rate averaging in the 70+%, and obviously shipping costs, which are a necessary evil in the whole e-commerce industry, right? We will parse through these issues in a series of conversations with Jon Nordeen, a senior retail executive and ex-CIO at Kohl and Hudson's Bay Company, and Akhilesh Srivastava, CEO and founder at FenixCommerce, and learn about how Phoenix is enabling retailers to improve both top line and costs by leveraging shipping and shipping information as a key lever. So, John, Akhilesh, on to our fourth area, which is on order cancellations, which typically happen because of non-availability of product, right? That's another area of concern for e-commerce. How big of a problem is it really, John? How do e-commerce retailers try to address it?
Well, it can be a very big problem because up front, typically in today's shopping paradigm, the optimization engine is not utilized. So when the customer or when the retailer takes an order, then runs it through the shipping optimization engine, they may find that there's not a good match there, right? The inventory may not really be there. And that could happen for a variety of reasons, due to errors in the inventory posting, due to timing issues, whatever it might be. Phoenix offers the opportunity to improve by having the consistent shipping optimization engine utilized all the way from the product page through the cart and to the fulfillment cycle. So that synchronization is likely not only to lead to fewer split shipments, but also to fewer cancellations, which obviously can be a big expense for a retailer in terms of lost sales.
So the challenge which we have seen, right, in traditional retailers, enterprise retailers, is they are kind of doing two things. One is the inventory on the e-commerce storefront is being refreshed generally on a daily basis. And the other problem is that inventory is only available at a sort of a binary level. Do you have the inventory in the network? Yes or no? And as a result, what ends up happening is when you capture an order on the e-commerce storefront, based on the fact that, yes, we do have inventory available to ship somewhere in the network, the order goes downstream. And then because inventory might have been outdated because the fact that it was last updated a day before or 4 hours back or whatever the case might be, that's one scenario. Or other might be that inventory is only available in some very heavy foot traffic stores where they don't necessarily have the manual labor bandwidth to ship those orders out. The store ends up canceling the orders. So that's where with Phoenix, with our inventory visibility service and it being connected to the storefront on the real-time basis, and us kind of optimizing that order allocation right up front, what we are doing is we are sort of eliminating these kind of issues where right up front we look at, hey, these stores, they should not be allocated any order to because of whatever the reason might be from the business operations perspective, or inventory is frankly, inventory picture has changed in last 10 minutes because we have seen 10 orders come through. Ultimately, it's the same single API, which is providing that visibility to retailers at every point in the buyer journey, from the product cart and checkout. And the best part is the retailers don't need to change anything in their current underlying plumbing related to how the inventory is flowing between various systems. They don't need to unplug anything out. Only thing which we ask from them is if they start sending us a real-time node-level inventory, either from their WMS or their OMS to Phoenix, and then Phoenix starts becoming that kind of real-time inventory availability service for the e-commerce storefront.
Yes, and I would add that those kind of problems are much worse on heavy volume days. Retailers are very promotionally oriented, right? And on a Tuesday in July, they might not have problems if their systems aren't fully synchronized, right? But on Black Friday or pretty much any time between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you have high velocity. And if you're out of sync or your timing isn't crisp in terms of those updates, you run the risk of disappointing customers with order cancellations, which is a huge issue, by the way, if you're a customer, huge dissatisfier. And also, I mean, there are other less obvious problems that occur, which is you could end up fulfilling out of inventory that was not the right inventory to fulfill from. And if you don't do that, if you don't pick the right location to do your fulfillment, you may drive up your shipping costs, which is kind of obvious, but less obvious is you may drive up future markdowns if you're making bad decisions. So it is really important that the optimization for shipping and fulfillment be fully synchronized from the front to the back and have timing with, as short of a delay as possible for any update in order for the best satisfaction for the customer and the best profitability for the retailer.
Absolutely. No. So what is obvious to me is that there is an integrated information cycle that runs through, which needs to be tapped into to make holistic decisions around each one of these areas, rather than taking the siloed optimizations, local optimizations that all of us typically do, right?